This booklet card can be a gift all on its own. We will start this project by measuring and cutting 2 square pieces of decorative cardstock. Each piece will measure 5½ inches by 5½ inches. I have chosen a decorative piece of paper that resembles a wood grain. Double check to make sure your pieces are square. Next, we will cut 2 pieces of plain cardboard, each measuring 4½ inches by 4½ inches. Using a glue stick, apply glue to the entire piece of the cardboard. Make sure you get all edges and corners. Place the cardboard onto the center of the back side of the decorative paper. You will have a ½ inch border on all 4 sides. Repeat this for the other side. Using a brayer, apply pressure to both sides of your paper. This will help adhere the glue. Using scissors, cut off all 4 corners of each piece. Be careful not to cut the tip of the cardboard portion. In this next step, apply double-sided sticky tape to all 4 edges of the cardboard. Once the tape is in place, you can remove the backing and fold the edges of the decorative paper over. Press down to secure all edges. Repeat this for the second piece. To give our booklet covers an aged look, we will distress them with this brown felt stamp pad. We use this applicator to apply the ink in a random fashion. Press the applicator firmly into the pad to absorb ink and apply directly to the surface of the cover in a circular motion. Make sure that you get the back of the cover as well. We will use a direct-to-paper technique to ink our edges. This will give them an aged look. Repeat this technique for both covers. To make our pages for our booklet, we will cut 3 pieces of tan cardstock, each measuring 8½ inches by 8½ inches. On each of our pages, we will make 3 score lines. The first 2 score lines are in half, vertically and horizontally. This will be at 4¼ inches. The third line runs diagonally. It is very important that we ensure that the corner matches up with the corner on the bottom. We only score once diagonally. We should only have 3 lines, vertically, horizontally, and from corner to corner. On each piece, fold along the 3 score lines. With each fold, you should define the crease. When you are done, you should have 3 identical pieces of folded paper. Next, we will align our pieces of paper so that the diagonal fold runs from bottom left to top right. The bottom right quadrant is where our pages attach. Using a glue stick, apply adhesive to that quadrant. Make sure that you apply this evenly to the entire square. Place the second page over top of that quadrant and press down. Notice how the first page intersects the score lines on our second page. This is important for proper folding. We will repeat this with the third page, again ensuring that all of our diagonal lines are running from bottom left to top right. Use glue stick and apply glue to the second quadrant. Don't be afraid to use a lot of glue. Press firmly and again line up your quadrants. When you are finished, all 3 pieces will be attached and look like this. Now we are ready to fold the pages of our booklet. Starting on one end, bring the corners of the diagonal fold in towards each other, using your thumbs to help collapse the fold into a square. Turn your paper over and bring the diagonal corners together in the opposite direction. This square will collapse onto the previous fold. Define your creases. This fold might seem tricky, but with some patience you will persevere. Press down to ensure that your booklet stays together. Some people might refer to this as a caterpillar fold. Now it's time to go back to our booklet covers and attach our decorative binding. We will use a piece of jute measuring 20 inches. Find the halfway mark and place that in the center of one of our booklet covers. Secure in place with photo tabs. This is just to hold it in place until the next step. Make sure that the photo tabs do not overlap onto the decorative paper, or you will see them in your finished project. Our next step will be to attach the pages to our back cover. Use a glue stick and apply generously over the entire square. Ensure that you get into all corners and edges. Flip it over and center it onto our back cover. Press down firmly for a strong bond. Next, we can attach the front cover. Again, apply lots of glue to this square. Place the cover directly on top, pressing firmly. Pick it up and give it a squeeze while squaring up the edges. As a decorative accent, we will add this skeleton leaf. Because it is fragile, we will press it into the ink pad rather than rub it with ink. Gently press down into the ink pad to transfer the ink onto the leaf. Once we have aged it, we can apply it directly to the cover of our book on a slight angle using glue dots. It is best to apply the glue dots to the book and then place the leaf on top of the glue dots. Now we will age a standard coin envelope. Apply ink to our applicator and evenly coat the opening side of the envelope. Use the direct-to-paper technique for all edges and creases. Don't forget to cover the opening flap. This little bit may be seen. Cut a 24-inch piece of hemp and place it between the stamp pad and the applicator. Apply pressure and pull it through. This will transfer the ink to the hemp. You may need to repeat this a few times. With our string of hemp, leave a 2-inch tail and attach to the back side of the coin envelope using photo tabs. This will help hold the hemp in place while we work with it. Next, we will thread a few beads onto the hemp for decoration. You can use a variety of beads and different colors. Wrap it around the envelope and attach again with photo tabs to the back side. Thread a few more beads and repeat until you have wrapped the hemp around 3 times. It is important to make sure that your beads have a hole big enough for the hemp to go through. You don't want to pull too hard or you may buckle the envelope. Cut off the excess, knot off the ends, and trim. Separate the strands as desired. Using your leftover tan cardstock, cut a piece to measure 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. Tear along the bottom edge so that the finished width is 2 inches. Remember to tear towards you. Use the ink and distress both sides of this tag using both the applicator and direct-to-paper techniques. A frame hanger makes a unique tag pull. Attach a glue dot to the hanger. Once you've transferred that glue dot, place it onto the back side of our tag. This tag makes a great place to add that personal message. For this project, we have chosen a couple of word definitions to add to our theme. These can be pre-purchased or created on your computer. Distress both using the same ink. Next, we will place our tag inside our envelope. And using glue dots, we will attach our envelope onto the front of our card. Make sure that you get glue dots in all 4 corners for a strong bond. Place on an angle opposite our leaf and press firmly in place. We will use a gold label holder to hold our definition in place. Attach gold brads through the holes to cover them up and separate the prongs on the back side. Apply glue dots all along the base of the label holder. This is going to help hold our definition in place. Line up the definition so it is square with the opening. Press down firmly to adhere. Attach more glue dots to the back side. Because this is a heavier piece of metal, I'm going to place a lot of glue dots on all the corners. Now it is ready to go onto the front of our booklet in the bottom right-hand corner. This is the perfect added touch. This definition strip is self-adhesive and will attach along the left-hand side of our front cover. We will use a piece of mica tile for an added sentiment. We will stamp onto the mica using a brown solvent ink, such as StazOn. Using small alphabet stamps, stamp the words "For Always" on the tile. StazOn is the best thing to use for stamping on mica. To apply the mica onto our envelope, we will use a crystal lacquer. This is a liquid glue that has a strong adhesive and dries clear. Attach the mica onto the glue and press down evenly to spread the adhesive out. This dries relatively quickly. As an added embellishment, we will use a photo turn and a gold brad. Place a brad through the opening and separate the prongs. Attach a glue dot to the back side of the photo turn over the prongs and place it on the front of the card, slightly overlapping the mica and the envelope. This gives the impression that it is holding the envelope in place. The inside pages of your booklet can be decorated in almost any way. Use your imagination and have fun. To finish off your project, tie your hemp string into a bow on the front cover. While this project may seem complicated, it makes use of repeated methods, and it will certainly be appreciated as a gift.